High fly ball into right field. She is gone. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. Season, the Dodgers are going to the World Series.
Bellinger hammers the ball. It's Bellinger's turn. Lifts a fly ball to left center field. Back towards the wall. It is gone. Mookie with another 3-home run game.
And welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. I'm your host, Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. Everyone breathe. Everyone take a deep breath. I know that was tough. Kenley Jansen scaring us at the end there, but he did make some nice pitches to get out of that. Strikes out the last two batters. Had that nice cutter to get Cronenworth. He gets the save. His 11th save of the year, and I need to be saved from watching that kind of stuff because Kenley Jansen, like I said, I used to think it was locked down when he comes down. Now it's I want to lock myself into the bathroom until it's over because Kenley Jansen, that just needs to stop. But hey, he gets it done right there. Give Kenley a lot of credit. And Tony Gonsolin, the Gonslinger, goes in there and takes care of business. Tony Gonsolin, the best start in his career tonight. But hey, we got a lot to break down, a lot to get into on this one. But welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. If you're watching on Twitter, be sure to retweet so your friends can join in on the action. If you're on Facebook, be sure to share. If you're on YouTube, be sure to mash that like button, mash that heart button for two guys tonight. For one, Tony Gonsolin, the cat man, was a dog tonight. He had so much dog. I like what Oral Hershiser said about Tony Gonsolin. He said that he pitches every pitch like it's his last, and I agree with him on that one. To me, his dog meter is Hercules in Sandlot level. He is a snarling Rottweiler out there on the mound. But we've got lots to get into, guys. Let's break it all down. But first, you know how we get down here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Let me know where you're repping Dodgers Nation from tonight. Throw those cities and zip codes into the comment section, as well as your fire Dodger takes. Who do you got for player of the game? Let me know. But hey, you guys are lighting up the comment section. Let's jump right into it. Let's start right at the top here. Sandra, go Dodgers. We got Daniel. That fool got to go from Daniel. We got Kenley from Justin, Bob Collins, Jansen, another 30 pitches, shaking my head. David Grant, different team with Turner. Justin Turner, like I said, he is the milk to our cereal. If it was the Dodgers universe, Justin Turner, think of his ginger Jesus head, it revolves around Justin Turner. You saw tonight 3 for 4 for Justin Turner. And Justin Turner, usually when he hits well, the Dodgers win. This year, he's batting .260 when the Dodgers win. But hey, he's hitting .400 with runners in scoring position. And they also need his glove out there at third base. It was great to see Justin Turner back in the lineup. Just gives so much consistency out there. And that was one of the main takeaways today, was Justin Turner being back in that lineup. I agree with you 100%. Big facts on that one. And like what I love about Justin Turner, he rarely strikes out, and the man just knows how to put the bat on the baseball. He makes pitchers work, and having him back in the lineup is going to be critical to a deep postseason run. But here, let's jump into these comments. Kenley is scary from Larry. David Grant, different team with Turner. We got Kenley has my blood pressure up from Donald R. Brown. Karen getting defibrillator. Bristol, Tennessee from Johnny Lane. Dodgers fan over on Twitch. This blank won't fly in the postseason with Kenley Jansen. Yeah, if you've been watching this show, I've been touting the idea of, look, if the matchups are right, if Kenley is rested, yes, he's still going to get saves for this team, but having that title as being the everyday closer needs to be adjusted, needs to be reconsidered. And if you look at Kenley Jansen, today was another example. He gets out of that inning, and he did make some nice pitches there at the end. And the issue with Kenley Jansen is missing, and it wasn't even the velocity tonight. He hit 94 on some of those pitches, but they were right down Broadway, right down Main Street. There were some mistakes that the Padres spoiled there, or else the Padres could have came back and won this one. And it was funny, you saw bases loaded there at the end, and you were just fearing that it was going to be the Grand Slam Diego Padres. But the Dodgers and Tony Gonsolin, the goose was loose, body slamming, but it was body slam Diego to the Padres tonight for Tony Gonsolin, and he was just an absolute stud on the mound in this one. Tonight, Tony Gonsolin, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. In his last time against the Padres, 8 big punch-outs. It wasn't about that tonight for Tony Gonsolin, but 90 pitches, 63 for strikes, 14 for 25 on first pitch strikes. And tonight he showed that he's a budding superstar for the Dodgers pitching rotation. It was the best start of his career. He was commanding his fastball to all quadrants of the strike zone, throwing with absolute confidence out there. And that is what you have with Tony Gonsolin. Everyone wants to talk about his splitter, that split change, which is a magical pitch, by the way, but it's the way that he throws that fastball with such confidence to all quadrants of the strike zone. He was throwing it up in the zone and having so much success with it. And I mean, like I said, that cat has so much dog in Tony Gonsolin, and he has that pitch mix, 3 pitches that he goes to, and then he works in that curveball. So I love what I saw from Tony Gonsolin. Who do you guys have as your player of the game? You go with Justin Turner. You could go with Tony Gonsolin. Let me know down below in the comments section here. But let's jump back into this comment section here. We got this is what he does from Dodger fans over on Twitch. We got Julio over on Facebook. Hello, Doug from Victorville, California. I strongly hope this invigorates Jansen. In a season with no fans, he'll need a lot of cheering from the dugout to get the adrenaline pumping. Look, I'm tired of hearing that. I don't want to hear that again ever, okay? The fact that there's no fans in the stands and that Kenley Jansen can't get up. This is Major League Baseball. You are on television. Millions of people are watching you. If you can't get up for that, then you're in the wrong business, okay? So Kenley Jansen needs to understand, like, I don't care what he has to do. He can go in there, play him some DMX if he wants to. Bump some DMX, some Godsmack, something, some heavy metal in there. I don't care what it takes. Have him watch Rocky IV. I don't care. Watch Bloodsport. Do something to get that blood flowing, because I don't want to hear once again that, oh, it's the adrenaline, it's this and that. This is Major League Baseball. We see guys going out there and executing, and if he can't do it, if he doesn't if he can't come through, then the Dodgers definitely have their options. But, no, I agree with what you're saying, and I definitely think that there has been an adjustment period to that, and Clayton Kershaw mentioned it, that this is the new normal this year. And if you don't adjust, there's going to be other guys. But I don't want to hear that as an excuse. It's not an excuse. The issue with Kenley Jansen is that he flat out misses. Like I was saying the last show, if you were on a dunk tank, you would be dry right now. That's how badly he was missing early in that appearance. But he did get it done. He did come back, and I give him a lot of credit to grind himself out of that, because I was getting flashbacks of that nightmare game where Hunter Renfroe hit that grand slam at the end to win it. But give him a lot of credit. He grinded out there. Kenley Jansen did get the save, his 11th save of the year, and hopefully it's like a monkey off your back type save where he comes through after that blown save on Saturday night against the Astros, and he starts heading in the right direction, because this team definitely needs his arm. But like I said, if he can't get those 9th inning outs, then there's not that many spots for Kenley Jansen in this bullpen. But look, that was another example that the Dodgers need to revisit the catcher role. To me, I mean, not the catcher role, the closer role. Because to me, what the Dodgers are doing, they're driving with the check engine light on in the bullpen. And they're just driving through it. That check engine light is blaring. And instead of taking it to the mechanic and trying to revisit the bullpen, they're saying, hey, we're still going to go with Kenley Jansen tonight. He goes 1 inning, gives up 2 hits, 1 walk, 28 pitches for Kenley Jansen. That's not getting it done, especially when you see Tony Gonsolin. He was averaging 10 pitches per inning in the last 3 innings of tonight's outing. But here we go, guys. How do you feel? I mean, to me, I'm like Kermit the Frog, watching that one, just like super nervous and just like, hey, man. Denver from the 310. What's up? We got Sean. Las Vegas, Elder, Turtis. We got the 43028 from Dwayne Gomez. We got Inglewood, always up to no good. Maryland Smith. What up, Maryland? Dude is not automatic win anymore. Need a closer. Go Dodgers. Joseph Megazzini. Gonsolin looked comfortable on the mound throughout. Absolutely. He's looking more and more comfortable. And to me, look, there's been a lot of talk about him going into the bullpen. You can't do that. As good as Dustin May is, you got to just play the hot hand, and you have to base it on performance. And Tony Gonsolin has pitched so well this year, and I think that at this point, you got to just give him a spot in that rotation. I know he can be very effective. Out there coming out of the bullpen. He has the stuff for that, but Tony Gonsolin, he just deserves all the credit in the world after tonight's performance. The goose was loose. The Catman was just – and look, this is not just any team. This is not just any team out there. This is the San Diego Padres. They had won 8 straight games. They had won something like 21 of their last 25 games, one of the hottest teams in Major League Baseball, and he gives up 1 run. And that 1 run was on that bunt single in the 3rd inning on soft contact to Grisham. So if you look at this San Diego Padres team, they're second in home home runs behind the Dodgers, second in OPS, tied for first in runs, and the Dodgers kept them to 1 run tonight. Before Kenley Jansen, that bullpen only allowed 1 base runner, and Tony Gonsolin is the story tonight. Tony Gonsolin now on the year, 35 2/3 innings pitched for Tony Gonsolin on the year. Yeah, 35 2/3 innings pitched for Tony Gonsolin on the year, and 30 strikeouts to 6 walks. Opponents are hitting 176. He has a whip of .79, an ERA of 1.51. Do you guys? I'm gonna ask you guys this in the comment section. Let me know, one-word answer in the comment section. Do you want to see Tony Gonsolin manning this rotation? Do you want to see him as the number 3 starter in this rotation when the postseason rolls around? Because to me, the answer is an emphatic yes. The Catman, the Gonslinger, tonight representing for the NL West, the reigning NL West champions. And it was a big night for Tony Gonsolin. This team needed it. This bullpen needed it. And it was only the 15th time this season that a Dodger starter had pitched past the 6th inning mark. So Tony Gonsolin was just the man tonight in all respects. The Dodgers now 34-15, best record in baseball, 2.5 games up in the NL West. They were 3-5 in their last 8 games heading into tonight. But let's jump back into this comment section, and then we're going to break down this game. So let's talk some Dodger baseball. We got Doug Crosby. What up, Doug Crosby saying what's up to Michelle Carter. What's up, Michelle Carter? 2 day ones here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Player of the game, Tony Goose and Justin Turner from Isaac Garza. We should have had them yesterday. Those damn defensive errors killed us yesterday. Yeah, if you looked at yesterday, the defensive errors, a lot of them, Max Muncy. Max Muncy was a train wreck on defense yesterday. Tonight, hi, Doug from Portland, Oregon, the 971, Bruce Davis. Chet Kroll, Jansen is no longer a closer, and a hot dog is still not a sandwich. I like that one. Ale from Tony Gonsolin. Let's go, Dodgers from Ross. Omari Parker from Gonsolin. We got Kenley's attitude is horrible. He still thinks he's lights out, and he no longer is. Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's that. I don't necessarily think it's that he thinks that he's better than he is, because if he really had that confidence still, he wouldn't be nibbling as much as he does, and he wouldn't be missing as much as he does. I think he doesn't necessarily have the confidence in his stuff like he did when he was in his prime. So one of the encouraging things about tonight was the fact, so the bottom of the ninth, so let's break it down. Kenley Jansen, by the way, Dodgers doing a great job on Fernando Tatis Jr. That's your MVP, Fernando Tatis Jr. Hey, I'm going Mookie Betts. And if it's not Mookie Betts, I'm going to go with Corey Seager. But Fernando Tatis Jr. is now 1 for 8 in this series. And that was a nice sequence there. So he was hitting 93 on that 4-seamer. He used that slider to induce soft contact for the first out, and then Manny Machado singles to left on a 3-2 count, 92-mile-per-hour cutter. Then Moreland singles to center, and then a 3-pitch strikeout to get Myers swinging with that slider. So if he comes in and he's effective with that slider, he's a different pitcher. He just needs to get the feel for it early in that appearance, because look, the days of him going in there, rearing back, throwing that cutter 90% of the time, those days are long gone. And so you are starting to see some evolution with Kenley Jansen. But yeah, I don't necessarily think it's that he thinks that he's still as elite as he once was. Look, 2016, Kenley Jansen was absolutely ridiculous. He was one of the best closers the game has ever seen. So unfortunately, that Kenley Jansen is he doesn't exist anymore. And look, Father of Time is never late. And when it comes to Kenley Jansen, it's just about being as effective as you possibly can be with the stuff that he has now. And yes, there is a mental component when it comes to Kenley Jansen. And like I've said, it also starts with the Dodgers front office and Dave Roberts and Andrew Freeman. They need to come to grips with the reality of Kenley Jansen. They need to realize that he's not going to be elite anymore. It's just not possible with Kenley Jansen. Unfortunately, look at 2016, his K through 9, his K per 9 was 13.6. 2015, 13.7. This year it's at 12.10, which is up from last year. But look, we just know the confidence isn't what it was. Last year, 8 blown saves. So to me, with Kenley Jansen, you end the dream before it becomes a nightmare. And I still want to see him out there in spots, just not every single night, because I know you guys are sick of being so nervous, and you're having to you're having to chomp down your fingernails, and it's just getting really ugly out there. But here we go. Turner from Lupe Aguilar. We got the fiasco. Jansen, stop it already. You not the man anymore. Brian Alex, Jansen be given Roberts the the 3,000 for him to pitch. I don't even understand that. Bruce Davis, hi Doug from Portland, Oregon. Go Dodgers. Jansen misses his zone from Kathy. Jared should have gone Kenley, then Shrinen. Hey, I think that, look, everything you're seeing, like last night with Pedro Baez coming in when he did, I think you're seeing a really, look, this is Hollywood. Hollywood's all about the auditions. I think you're seeing auditions in this series, and maybe you will see that at some point. We got, what happened to Caleb from Robbie's? It looked like it did not look good. Let's just put it that way. I mean, if you guys let me know what you guys think, let me know down below in the comments. But it did not look good. It looked like it was something with his arm, which was not good because Caleb Ferguson has been one of the most one of the biggest. He has one of the best arms out of that Dodger bullpen. So if we lose Caleb Ferguson, that's going to hurt. So hopefully he's okay, guys. Send those good vibes to Caleb Ferguson because he goes down there, and Blake Trinan, he comes in, he gets the job done. So a nice appearance from Blake Trinan. And Caleb Ferguson is one of the best lefties out of that pen. He has some of the best stuff with that slider, with that fastball, and that 96, 97 mile per hour range. And this year, ERA 2.95 ERA in 20 games, 18 in a thirds innings pitched this year, and his strikeouts per 9 was sitting at 12.8. So I hope he's going to be okay. Those home run numbers were going up for Caleb Ferguson. It was at 2 home runs per 9. Gave up home runs in back-to-back appearances, but the Dodgers are going to need him, and they're going to want him in that postseason bullpen rotation. But here we go, the 559 just put Jansen as opener. The Flacco, Landon Sports Talk. I'm just glad Justin Turner is back. Oh yes, aren't we ever? Justin Turner he does so much for this team, and he's just a great leader for this team, but it's not the same when you're leading when you're not in that lineup. And today he comes through, not too many hard hit balls, but what this guy does is he commits to that approach. He's a fly ball hitter, and he puts the bat on the baseball. He doesn't tinker with his mechanics, and he just does what he does at a very high level. Tonight he goes 3 for 4, and that's the other thing about the Dodger lineup today. So the Dodger lineup today, on today's game, tonight Chris Taylor, three strikeouts for CT3, 1 for Belly, 1 for Will Smith, 1 for Seager. So 10 strikeouts. Last night they had 14, so still need to get those strikeout numbers a little lower. They were averaging just under 8 strikeouts per game for the most part of this season. Unfortunately, it's trending upwards right now. We got Seoul Korea, but I'm from the 805 Oxnard. Omari Parker, what up, man? Hey, it's Dodgers Nations tonight, not just Dodgers Nation, all the way to Seoul, Korea. Yobaseo from L.A. Replying to Victor, watch from VA, love my Dodgers from Joey Lynn, Bright. Carrie Mark, Tony G is the man. Maybe our best starter. I like that. Fire up that hot take right there. Is he our best starter? Right now, the numbers don't lie. I think that Clayton Kershaw, in the course of this season, he's done enough to be considered, I think, the best starter, but tonight Clayton Kershaw was rolling last night. He was elite last night until he inexplicably got pulled when he did with just under 99 pitches. I don't know what it's up with this with Dave Roberts and Andrew Freeman. It's almost as if they feel if you go over 99 pitches, you just automatically die or something. But I think Clayton Kershaw is right up there. Clayton Kershaw, 2.28 ERA in 47 and a third innings pitched, 53 strikeouts to 8 walks, and his whip is a .78 whip, and he's holding opponents to a 171 average, which is really close to Tony Gonsolin's numbers. His whip is .79, and he's holding batters to a 176 average, but he's definitely in there. He's definitely in the mix for the best Dodger starter, and I just love watching him pitch. I love it, man. He's so competitive out there on the mound. Let's break down his outing a little bit, but first let's squeeze in some more comments right here. Who do you guys like? If you guys give me your top 3 Dodger pitchers rotation wise, who would you roll with? I think I'm going with, of course, I'm all about Big Game Buehler, especially if he's okay and that blister is okay. And then I'm going Clayton Kershaw, but I think after tonight, I think it's very clear Tony Gonsolin needs to be the third starter. I don't care about the righty-lefty matchups. I really don't. I want to see Tony Gonsolin out there, and I really want to see Tony Gonsolin as the number 3 starter because you can trust him. You can trust him. He's a dog out there, and I think that I really think that Tony Gonsolin is something really special against lefties. And look at his splits, too. Against lefties are hitting 188 against them. Righties are hitting 161 against them. So, look, those splits are fine. I want to see Tony Gonsolin as the number 3 starter. We'll see yet tomorrow, May Day, Dustin Mania tomorrow night. Hopefully he's going against Chris Paddock so we can show them what an actual young superstar looks like and one that's going to live up to the hype. And I think it's going to be a big night for the Dodgers. And the Dodgers look like they're on their way to reclaiming control of the NL West. A massive game tonight for the Dodgers if they want to extend their NL West division streak to 8 wins, 8 consecutive NL West division titles. That's what the Dodgers are on their way to accomplishing. But here we go, the Flacco, a hell yeah. Gio, Tony deserves to be in the rotation. Definitely showed it tonight. Gonsolin is the real deal from Oscar Moreno. By the way, guys, you're rolling with your comments. You guys got fire takes like you always do. Be sure to subscribe to the new podcast, the Dodgers Nation Dodgers Dugout Podcast, spelled like my name, D-O-U-G-O-U-T, the Dodgers Dugout Podcast, where we condense the post-game show and we put all your fire takes in there, and then we add additional post-game analysis and reaction from the players and the manager. So be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcast. It's now on iHeartRadio. So if you have subscribed, why don't you type subscribe down in the comment section? That'd be pretty awesome. But here we go. We got Gonsolin somewhere in the rotation from Omari. Brian Alex, Dodgers should trade for Tatis. Hey, man, come on down. I would not have any issues with seeing that guy because that guy is on a trajectory to make it to the Hall of Fame. My girlfriend, I told her the first time I saw him, I was like, this guy's got Cooperstown written all over him. So she could vouch for that. So I would love to see Fernando Tatis in Dodger blue, but it's kind of nice to have it. I don't know about you guys. It's kind of nice to have a meaningful game against the San Diego Padres. The Padres and the Dodgers, they've only been in the postseason at the same time twice. That was back in 1996 and 2006. And to have them relevant, there's just something down there. Look, I mean, we all know what Petco Park is. Petco Park, or not even called Petco Park anymore. I always go with the OG names. We all know that's just a way to get basically cheaper Dodger tickets and go down there, have a nice little weekend trip to San Diego. But now going down to San Diego is going to be a little different with this Padres team, and you have to respect them as a competitor and as a worthy adversary of the Los Angeles Dodgers. But I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. Gabe, let's go Dodgers all the way. No, that's Tyrone. Let's go Dodgers all the way from San Bernardino. We got the Flacco from the 559. Shoot, put Jansen as the opener, not closer. GC, how do we think Dusty comes out tomorrow after the injury? I think Dustin May is a competitor just like Tony Gonsolin. And that was evidenced by him trying to stay in that game despite that contusion. And I'm thinking that I think Dustin May is going to have another great start. He's fared very well against the San Diego Padres, and I think he's going to have a great outing. Let me know down below in the comments, how do you guys feel about Dustin May going tomorrow? You have confidence in Code Red? Let me know down below in the comments. And I think that the fact that I believe right now, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, he's going to be going against Chris Paddock tomorrow. I know it wasn't set in stone, but I think that the fact that it's Paddock also will get those juices flowing. He's pitched against the Padres twice this year. His first outing was at San Diego. Goes 6 innings pitched. He gave up 3 hits, a home run, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, and 1 walk. And then on 8-10, in a loss to the Padres, he also pitched very well that night. He went 6, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs. So he's pitched very well against this lineup, and I think tomorrow will be more of the same for Dustin May for sure. Let me know down below in the comments, though. Oh, my, Edwin and Tony. Yeah, Edwin went eggplant emoji on that one, on that Zach Davies sinker, and he hit a bomb, and it was great to see him just blast that. Let's do 10 more comments here, and then we'll jump back into this recap, and then we'll break this game down here. But here we go. Delirium. Jansen would be excellent as a 7th-inning guy. Trinan 8th, Gratterall 9th. I like that. I'm not opposed to that. Not the worst idea in the world. I'd roll with that. Mr. Gonzalez, I out pick of Jansen on my door. Now, Mr. Gonzalez, you got jokes. I like this. You got a pick of Jansen on my door. Now it won't close. I like that. Walter Barsimian, hey, Doug, awesome show as usual. Dodgers recovered from that loss and beat the Padres for the big victory. Dodgers going all the way. Positive vibes from Walter. I like that. LA, NLDS will be 5 straight days, so we'll need 5 in the rotation. That's a great point right there. That's a great point, and that's going to be a different spin on this postseason. Is they're going to really try to get those first couple rounds in very quickly, and I like where the Dodgers stand with 5 arms. You're going to have Goose, you're going to have Dustin May, and then Julio Urias has had some nice games recently. His last start, Julio Urias pitched very well. So I still believe in Julio Urias. And then Clayton Kershaw, he looks fantastic. He just truly does. He looks fantastic. He was still throwing 93 there late in that game. But here we go. Replying, we got Love and Mookie from Brandon Stewart. We got Victor. May is good for 4 2/3. Then Roberts start his BS. Yeah, look, sometimes I just think they should put a seatbelt in the dugout over Dave Roberts at certain times. Like I said, sometimes he's missed her too early, sometimes he's missed her too late. But the unfortunate thing is, look, tonight he leaves Jansen in there. Jansen gets the save, and we're all happy right now. If he came out and got Jansen, and the next guy comes in, he gives up that run, or they tie it, or they hit a grand slam, then we're attacking Dave Roberts. So you only hear about the managerial miscues when they go awry, because other than that, look, that's how it is. That's the life of a manager in Major League Baseball. That is baseball for you right there. You're not going to win every game, and unfortunately, Dave Roberts knows that he has to take the heat. And yeah, like I said, he's not a perfect manager by any stretch of the imagination. His inability to manage the bullpen and the rotation sometimes leaves more to be desired, but we'll see how he does. Like I said, he does a lot of great things for this club. And I'm hoping that someday he just kind of learns his lessons and just kind of develops a better feel when to not pull guys and not give guys the hook when the situation does not warrant it. Here we go. Tom. Walter, the last time we played the A's, we beat them for a World Series title. Shout out to the 88 team. Jay. I don't ignore Jay here. He says, I ignored negative Dave Roberts comments. That's absolutely not the truth. Fire away with all your thoughts, comments, and questions. I'm not a Dave Roberts defender by any stretch of the imagination. If you watch this show, I've been really hard on Dave Roberts at times. And to me, my overall take on Dave Roberts is, look, Dave Roberts has done a lot of great things as the Dodger manager. He's got a .611 win percentage. And look, I've been following the Dodgers my entire life. And when I was growing up, the first big win we had was 2004 against the Cardinals, and this was really an inept franchise for so many years. And Dave Roberts has given a certain level of stability, but I'm giving Dave Roberts 2 years to get this team a World Series title. If he doesn't get it done this year, let's say they get bounced early. If they get bounced early and it's really clear that he made a mistake or he pulled someone and it was just consistently bad managerial tactics by Dave Roberts, maybe you could consider it this year. But I think with the tricky season, the pandemic, all the uncertainty, the Dodgers not having home field advantage, all that stuff, I personally don't believe the Dodgers will make a move on Dave Roberts this year regardless. I've been calling it the pandemic pass. But I think next year, depending on how things go, it might be a time for a change next year. But hey, here we go. Dave Roberts doesn't get the job done. From Greenland, we got Alan. Why is Jock still in the lineup? Give Beatty a run. Yeah, the thing about, Jock Peterson tonight. He goes 0 for 2. 0 for 2 tonight with another strikeout. Jock Peterson heading into tonight's action. Jock Peterson was really struggling, man. And this guy, man, no one gets colder than Jock Peterson at times. He gets ice cold when he's not hitting, and then all of a sudden he'll turn it around and he'll start having some big games. But Jock Peterson heading into tonight, he was 1 for his last 13, batting .77. So, yeah, you want to see some other guys out there, and really from the left side of the plate, you haven't gotten very much from Max Muncy, haven't gotten very much from Cody Bellinger, unfortunately. But here we go. We got Beatty for Jock, please, from L.A. Doug replying to we got Jock may not make the playoff roster. Jansen from Delirium. We got Dan. Kenley is fine until he gets behind in the count, or even worse, having runners on. Focus. Yeah, I think you definitely hit a nail on the head right there. There is a mental aspect, and when he's focusing, he's a different pitcher, but yeah, something that he needs to do to get himself right before the postseason if he wants to be a part of this run. So happy Jansen pitched out of trouble because I'm out of Pepto Bismol from Tony Gutierrez. Walter Barsimian Ferguson got an ankle boo-boo. Okay, if that's the case, that's good. That's actually good news. Here we go. Dave, he's he's stuck. He got lucky. Just throw with no gas. He sometimes looks lost too. Yeah. Beatty for Jock, please. Yeah, Beatty's right. If Matt Beatty's right, he's a guy you definitely want to see in there. He's like a professional just hitter. But I think they're trying to bank on the fact that Jock Peterson will find a way to get hot and start turning on some and start hitting home runs. But unfortunately, it's just not happening. Matt Beatty not having the best year. Matt Beatty, he's hitting 220 in 50 at-bats. So 11 for 50 this year on the year for Matt Beatty. But here, let's jump into this. Let's jump into some of this action because there was a lot going on tonight in San Diego. And the Dodgers, they get the win tonight. So Dodgers, another big win tonight against the San Diego Padres. Tony Gonsolin, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. And top of the first, so on a 3-2 count, Mookie hits a Zach Davies fastball into right to start things off for the Dodgers offense. Corey Seager grounds to third for the first out. Mookie Betts advances into scoring position. And then Justin Turner in his first game back from the IL, he singles to right, scoring Mookie Betts to give the Dodgers a 1-0 lead. And then JT extended his on-base streak to 22 games in a row. So he's been very consistent at getting on base, and that's something that when this team is struggling, you don't see. So great job for Justin Turner to get off the schneid early there. And then Will Smith, he grounded into a fielder's choice for the second out. It was originally ruled a double play to end the inning, but it was quickly overturned. And then Cody Bellinger, he was a little different tonight. That's one of the big takeaways. He was a little further from the plate. He was slightly opened up a little, and he bounced one to first for the third out, but the Dodgers score first, and they took the lead 1-0. And then bottom of the first, Tony Gonsolin, he gets Grisham to ground out to first for the first out, gets Tatis Jr. to ground out for the second out, and then Manny Machado, he pops to second for the third out. So another thing, the Dodgers have done a great job against Manny Machado. I believe he's also 1 for 8 in this series. We got Dodgers, Chavez, Ravine. Jock has 4 grounding into double plays this year. Last year, he had like 5 in 140 games, LOL. Yeah, that's another aspect of his game that is not looking good for Jock Peterson. Tonight, he grounds into another one. Dodgers all day from Gio Rivas. Luis, just have Jansen throw BP when the Dodgers warm up. It's all good. It's all he's good for. Ouch. Michelle Carter, they had a chance. Clippers got whooped by Denver, Walter Barsimian. Yeah, it was a great night for LA. Both San Diego teams lost. The San Diego Padres and the San Diego Clippers. The clip show, the curse lives on. The Western Conference virgins still to this day. I don't know what happened in that series. Was watching the Dodger game, but hey, I'm sure I'll enjoy those highlights later. Also, let's talk about JT. We missed him so much. Yeah, like I said, Justin Turner, a big part of the Dodgers' success tonight, and he comes big. He comes up big when they needed him the most. 3 for 4 tonight for Justin Turner. Gets the Dodgers going early in this game because with all the momentum that the Padres had after last night, you had Grisham styling and profiling, trying to pimp that home run, all the shenanigans in that San Diego locker, on that San Diego dugout. Yes, they're having fun. It's great. I'm happy for them. I'm all for fun in baseball. But if the Dodgers fell behind early in this one, it could have gone downhill very quickly. So for Justin Turner to come up big early on, it was huge. And then bottom of the second. So bottom of the second, let's jump to that bottom of the second. On a 2-2 count, Mitch Moreland hits a roller up the first baseline, and Tony Gonsolin, who's an excellent fielder, by the way, he's great with the glove, is Tony Gonsolin. He tagged him out at first for the first out, and then Aaron Nola grounds it right to Corey Seager to get the out at first, and then Gonsolin, he lost control of a fastball up and in, and that one went right to him. It was on a 2-2 count to Myers. He lost control of a fastball, a little chin music there. And then he hits a 2-out double right for the first Padres hit of the night. Really a nice play by Mookie Betts there. He barehanded it as he was in that throwing motion. He barehands it, throws it to second. He was still safe. Myers beat the throw. And then he gets Cronenworth to fly to Jock in left in foul territory. So up until that point, Gonsolin had retired the first 5 batters he faced. He gives up that double, but no runs in that inning. Then to the top of the third, Mookie Betts grounds to third for the first out. Justin Turner gets a bloop single to short, right center, making him 2 for 2 on the night. For his career, like I was saying, Justin Turner's batting average in wins is .321, but this year his batting average in wins is .260 in wins and .325 in losses. So a little bit of a wacky split there. But the Dodgers get the win, so that'll improve tonight. So Will Smith, he lines a base hit into center. Justin Turner goes first to third on the play, giving the Dodgers runners on first and third with 2 outs. And then Cody Bellinger, he cranks a base hit into right center to score Justin Turner to make it 2-0 Dodgers. Bellinger's RBI single, his 23rd of the year. And Will Smith's left foot went over the bag. Machado came down with the tag. It almost looked like he pushed him off the bag. They reviewed it, and they ruled that he was out. So Manny Machado up to his shenanigans like he's known to do. But the Dodgers get another run in that inning. So it's 2-0 Dodgers right there in the top of the third. But here we go. Let's jump back into this comment section. Gonsolin, Buehler, and Kershaw May from Greenland over on Twitch. We got... Did Matt Beatty die from Jose Rod 05? Jay Gavin, Walker, May, Tony, Brandon Stewart, sorry for the typos. Jansen caused me to drink too many rum and cokes. Hey, you got the jokes, man. Keep rolling with them. You know I love them here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Buehler, Kershaw, and Tony from Latrice Spence over on Facebook. Travis Harrison likes Kershaw, Buehler, and Gonsolin. Rita was sweating from Buena Park, California. Shout out to Buena Park, California. Walter Barsimian, we got Chris Taylor has been hot. CT3 swinging a hot bat lately. Kike 2. Yeah, tonight, not the best night for Kike for Kike Hernandez. Chris Taylor he gets a hit tonight though. 3 strikeouts for Chris Taylor, but he gets that 1 hit. And then Kike Hernandez goes 0 for 2 with the strikeout. But coming into tonight, you're absolutely right. Chris Taylor has been hotter than the Devil's armpit of late, hitting in his last 7 games heading into tonight. He was 10 for 28, hitting .357 with 9 RBIs and 3 home runs. So you're absolutely right. Chris Taylor, to me, belongs in this lineup permanently until further notice. And then Kike Hernandez, say what you want about Kike Hernandez, he always finds a way to hit just enough to get hot enough to stay in this Dodger lineup. Defensively, when the team has been down, it's nice to see him in there too. But Kike Hernandez, his last 6 games, he's batting .353 for Kike Hernandez and 2 bombs for Kike Hernandez. So you're absolutely right on that one. Those 2 Dodgers are getting it done. What's in the cup, Doug? I got some nice water, man. I got to hydrate until we get a sponsor. Then I'll tell you, no, it's just straight absinthe, bro. I'm straight messed up right now, bro. I'm celebrating that Clippers loss. You know what it is. Let's go. No, I'm just playing with you guys. May is good from Gio. We got Bruce Davis, go Dodgers from Portland, Oregon. And here we go. Actually, you know what this is? It's actually Carlos Correa's tears. This actually have a full bottle of Carlos Correa's tears from that one night where Joe Kelly owned him and became his daddy. So actually, I'll tell you guys, it is Carlos Correa's tears. I want to see May embarrass Machado again. Yeah, that straight sorcery from Dustin May. I hope so too. Michelle Carter, is his ankle okay? You guys got to give me the updates on that one. Let me know down below in the comments if there's any news on Caleb Ferguson's ankle there. But here we go, guys. Let's jump back in here. Keep firing away, guys. Status on Caleb Ferguson. Yeah, let me try to get you guys some info on that. Michelle Lee, I was going to say Padres Cronenworth, that last out in the inning. It was supposed to be an easy out because he was 0 for 3 with the line out, ground out, and fly out. But Jansen kept giving up balls. That's unusual. Actually, is he doing that on purpose? I mean, he's been doing that a lot in the last innings. It looks suspicious, actually. I wouldn't say that. I think it's just a straight-up lack of control for him. Great show, Doug, from Bruce Davis. Shout out to Bruce Davis, man. You guys make the show, really, guys. Keep firing away. Walter Barsimian, JT back and looking good. We will need Turner if we are going to go all the way. Absolutely. Big facts from Walter Barsimian. Padres have a bullpen game tomorrow per Dennis Lin. So it's not going to be Paddock. And, hey, look, if it's going to be a bullpen game, the Padres bullpen in September coming into tonight, they had a 1.69 ERA. So the Dodgers, they're going to have their hands full with this Padres bullpen. But let's jump back into this action here. So bottom of the third, Profar bangs one off the right field wall for a leadoff double. Garcia sends a bunt up the first baseline. Gonsolin fields it, beats Garcia, and Profar advances to third with 1 out. And then Grisham gets a bunt base hit that scored Profar on the play to score the Padres' first run of the night to make it 2-1 Dodgers. And and then back-to-back bunts for the Padres. It was almost a three-peat there because Tatis was flashing bunt there, and then this was one of the pivotal moments of the game. Fernando Tatis, he flies the deep center for the second out, and A.J. Pollock, he timed it very well, made the grab at the warning track, and it was a little bit towards the end of the bat there. Otherwise, that could have been a 2-run shot for the Padres. But great job by A.J. Pollock. Timed that jump very well. And then he gets Manny Machado out on a weak fly ball to left at Jock Peterson. No, he gets Machado to line to left, right at Jock Peterson for the third out of the inning. So that was the inning that was one of the make-or-break innings for Tony Gonsolin tonight. He was starting to labor a little bit. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. Gets out of that one. And then in the top of the fourth, CT3, he legs out an infield single. So CT3 is like, hey, man, you want to play some small ball? Let's do this. He had the wheels. He flashed them right there. Put on those he turned on those little afterburners on that one, and he legged out an infield single. And then A.J. Pollock, he goes down swinging for the third Dodger strikeout of the game. Foul tipped it into the glove of Nola, and then Jock Peterson, like you mentioned earlier, he grounds into a double play, and then Gonsolin started rolling. And in the bottom of the fourth, he gets Moreland to ground out to first, Nola lines to right, 2 outs, and then Myers lofts one into right for the third out. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on just 8 pitches for Tony Gonsolin. So he was rolling at that point. Bruce Davis. We got Gio. Yep, Jock is struggling. We got Bruce Davis, Roberts, not good manager. You tell he can win. Good man, tell he can win it all. Nothing, he joke. Okay. Doug Crosby, you're being generous, LOL, to Gio Rivera. I like when you have those little sidebar convos, man. I'm all about that. You guys are doing some bonding here on the Dodgers Nation. Gabe Towns, ESPN broadcast sucked. Yeah, I know it was a couple days ago, but it's worth mentioning again. It was absolutely terrible. The fact that they were trying to make light of that Astros sign stealing scandal. Alex Rodriguez, the king of Cheaterville, trying to act like we didn't know what happened. Oh, we'll never know what happened. Yeah, we do. There was a report done, and shout out to Mike Fiers and Ken Rosenthal and Verducci and The Athletic and everyone who did all that great work on that. We do know what happened. There was systemic cheating. It was where they used technology in real time. And like I said, it's never going to go away. It's not going to disappear like A-Rod in the postseason. So I agree with you 110% on that one. Rios at first base, or Beatty and Belly in center field. Tim Rogers. What up, Tim Rogers? By the way, if you have not, go follow my man Tim Rogers over at SD Dodger. This guy, his Dodger knowledge is off the charts, man. No one can touch this guy when it comes to the prospect game. He knows everything about Dodger prospects. So definitely give him a follow if you want to get the scoop on the latest Dodger prospects. You can also follow him on Dodgers 2080. It's his Twitter that's all about Dodger stars in the future. And then we got Brian Lee. As a Padres fan, GG, Gonsolin was lights out tonight, and we could not capitalize on anything. Wow, nice. Brian Lee coming in here, a classy Padres fan. Stay classy, San Diego. You're listening to Will Ferrell on that one. I love it. Listening to Anchorman Ron Burgundy. Definitely, for sure. I mean, they had their opportunities in this one, especially late. You load the bases against Kenley Jansen. I was fearing for the worst right there, but the Dodgers get the win, and they're back to 2.5 games up on the Padres in the NL West. Their record sits at 34-15 with just 11 games to play before the start of the postseason. I have a Bugs Bunny. I just bought it from someone, from Walter. We got This Ain't Over. We have a hard schedule coming up. That's from Freddie Dietz. Yeah, there's definitely some hard schedules. I mean, you got the Rockies at Coors. You got the A's. A's one of the best teams. Chapman just went down, but the A's one of the best teams in the league this year. And then the Angels always seem to play us tough, especially at Dodger Stadium. So you're right on with that one. We got thoughts on Will Smith hitting cleanup tonight from Peter. I'm glad you asked. I think that was a great move to see Will Smith. Will Smith has been absolutely smoking of late. Will Smith heading into tonight's action was 10 for his last 19, batting .526. And what I love about Will Smith is his understanding of the strike zone, and he's not messing with his mechanics. He's starting to see his luck turn around after hitting so many hard hit balls early on in the year, but he was just hitting him right to the glove gloves of the opposing teams. Now he's starting to see results. Tonight, Will Smith, he goes 1 for 4 with a strikeout. He left 2 on, but for the most part, I think that's high in the lineup for him. I think ultimately, if Cody Bellinger is hot, I want to see him in that 4th hole. But if he doesn't figure it out, hey, I have no problems with seeing Will Smith right up there, because the thing about Will Smith, you also have to consider the walk rate, the strikeout rate, his understanding of the strike zone. I mean, Will Smith has been one of the stories of this year's team, especially how he's been hitting of late. I just love to see him at the plate. And yeah, just some of the stats that really just jump off the page when it comes to Will Smith is like I say, is his strikeout percentage. And if you look at his strikeout percentage on the team, he's first. He's number 1 on the team with a 131 strikeout percentage. If you look at the walk percentage on the team, he's also number 1 at 182. So Will Smith has really had a fantastic year. I think he's really growing into possibly being an elite catcher. So it's been great. Yes, Austin Barnes, he had a nice run, and it was nice to see him improving considering how bad his season was going. But Will Smith, his last 7 games, batting .481, slugging .815, 13 for his last 27. So I'm down to get jiggy with Will Smith for the rest of the year. There's no question about it. How do you guys feel about Will Smith in that cleanup role? Because, hey, I liked it. Keep Will at the 4 spot from Dodgers on deck. We got Joe Kelly Fight Club back tomorrow from Tim Rogers. Hey, man, Joe Kelly back tomorrow right when we need him most, and he's the guy who has the stuff I want to see get the occasional close, especially if he's hot like he was in 2018. Like I said, only issue I have with Joe Kelly is that he missed Carlos Correa and Alex Bregman. Other than that, this guy is a part of Dodger folklore forever. Go get a chance to check out that mural. I haven't seen it yet, but I haven't been there yet, but it's practically an LA tourist attraction at this point. But definitely go check that out. But hey, how excited are you guys to see Joe Kelly back in action? Scam Diego. That made me laugh over there. Scam Diego from KXIX. I haven't heard that one yet. Scam Diego. I love that one. Tina G-Man, a day one over here. What up, Tina? We got Mike isn't an analytics guy. I don't think he'd be a good fit, but who knows? Goose lowers his ERA to 151. Isaac Garza. Yeah, Dodger Gerd. How about JT tonight coming back from injury and going 3 for 4? Yeah, we've been singing his praises all show long. No question about it. Having the Ginger Jesus back in the lineup, we are saved. Let's just put it that way, okay, guys? So top of the 5th, Edwin Rios goes eggplant on Zach Davies, crushes a home run to right for his 4th of the year, and he was way out in front on that first pitch. So a great adjustment by Edwin Rios. He was out in front on the first pitch, that changeup, and then the second pitch was a sinker, and he sunk it 413 feet over that right field wall. Dodgers' 91st home run of the year, first in Major League Baseball. So he's a guy he's a real wild card player, no question about it, because if he's hot, he's capable of some of the most majestic home runs you've ever seen. So then the next play, Mookie Betts, he lines to Machado for the first out. Corey Seager strikes out looking on a cutter that was clearly outside, by the way. Corey Seager, he hated that call, and so should you, because it was a terrible call right there. And then Justin Turner, he rips one to right for his 3rd hit of the night. Would have gone for a 2-bagger if he was fully healthy. He wasn't running full sprint tonight. And look, it was first game in just weeks, so it was nice to see him not push it. And he just had a tremendous impact tonight. And another thing, too, I want to point out, now are you guys starting to be a fan of the designated hitter? Are you starting to like that DH? I know my NL purists out there won't like this one, but hey, without the DH, you wouldn't have Justin Turner in tonight's game. And how would Justin Turner's future look like with the Dodgers? So I think that I'm coming around on that designated hitter spot if it means we have guys like Justin Turner in the lineup on days that he might not have been. So bottom of the 5th, Cronenworth flies to left for the first out. Profar gets an infield single. Then the shift was on. Seager fielded it close to 3rd, threw it across his body. He never really had a chance on that one. And so that one you might want to consider not going with the shift. But the Dodgers last year, they used the shift more than any team in baseball. And then on an 0-2 count, Gonsolin struck out Garcia looking for his first punch out of the night. And like I said, remember, he had 8 strikeouts in his last meeting against the Padres, and the Catman painted that inside corner on that one. A marvelous pitch by Tony Gonsolin right there to get that strikeout. And then Gonsolin gets Grisham to pop softly right to Tony Gonsolin. No runs, 1 hit. Bottom of the 6th. He gets Tatis Jr. to line to CT for the first out. Nothing doing right there. Then in the 7th, the Enrique Hernandez flies out right. He grounds to out for the first out. Then Rios grounds out for the second out. Then on 2 strikes, Mookie Betts gets a hit off of Hill for his second hit of the night and a hit on a lefty. So that was a promising development to see the Dodgers get a hit off a lefty. But let's jump back into this comment section. How'd you guys think about Cody Bellinger tonight? How'd you feel about him at the plate? I think Cody Bellinger, he did some things differently tonight. Lakers in Denver will be pretty dope series from Walter Barsimian. Can't wait. Yeah, it is. I remember last time, last time the Dodgers played the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, I was at Game 1. I was dressed in full Kobe gear, Kobe jersey, Lakers shorts, and Kobe shoes. It was ridiculous. And this Denver fan was heckling me, and I was talking smack about John Elway or something. He got me kicked out of the game in the 4th quarter. I'm like, dude, what the heck? So it should be a good series. I think the Lakers will roll, and the Lakers are going to bring a championship to the city of Los Angeles, and so will the Dodgers. It's going to be a great time to be an LA fan the next couple months. Doug Crosby, who's going for us tomorrow? Tomorrow is going to be May Day for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Dustin May pitching, so it's going to be a good day. Dustin May, we dodged a bullet. He's not injured whatsoever. I mean, he might be favoring that a little bit, but Dustin May on the year, a 2.81 ERA, 41 2/3 innings pitched, 28 strikeouts for Dustin May on the year to 10 walks. So tomorrow, you want to see him locate that strike zone. You want to see him punch. You want to see him paint the strike zone all night long. Keep attacking. You don't want to walk guys, and I think it's going to be a big night for Dustin May. How do you guys feel? By the way, a couple other things. Be sure to get merged up. Head over to DodgersNation.com for all your Dodgers gear. Head over there. The hottest T-shirts in the game. You were talking about Joe Kelly. And then if you have not yet, too, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to YouTube.com/DodgersNationTV to subscribe to the YouTube channel. But the Dodgers get the win, a big, massive win for your boys in blue tonight. Let's get back into this comment section, and we'll do rapid fire here. So until we for the rest of today's show. So let's do it, guys. We got we got Santiago. This team just functions a little more properly with JT in the lineup. Granted, gonna win 42 this year. It will be in honor of Jackie Robinson. I'm just feeling like it's a sign. If that's the case, go back to the preview episode, because that's what I said the Dodgers would win. I had them winning 42 this year, so I hope you're right, because I'll look like I was right, and I like that. Better chance Muncy batting cleanup from Doug Crosby. Dodger over on YouTube, it feels like having JT back in the lineup. John, why is it when Jansen pitches, I am the one who fears Jansen instead of the opponent? That's a good question. We got Brandon move Muncy to DH. That's a move that if he's hitting well, you want to see him in there. I agree with that. Isaac, we got Will Smith, fire emoji. Landon, I like it. Jose Rod, Fresh Prince till the end. Landon Sports Talk, Justin Turner got us going early, and Tony Goatsolin with the good outing. You like that? I'm telling you, man. I'm feeling him, dude. Will Smith is great from Careless. We got Jose Rod. I still remember when Andre Ethier walked off on the Angels at Dodger Stadium. Careless. We got Love Smith. We got High over from M. Bradley over on Twitch. Trade Smith from Brian Alex. Love Gonsolin. Tijuana, Baja, California. Manuel Parra over on YouTube. We got Teresa, emojis, no DH from a sailed loner. Trade lugs from Brian Alex. Michael Snow, I like the DH and the extra innings rule change. Definitely made some extra inning games more exciting. I think so, too. I think for the regular season it works, but I don't think it works for the postseason. And I think ultimately, I've been saying, too, I want to see a bye. I'm okay with more teams. I'm okay with more teams in the playoff hunt, but I want to see a bye because it really hurts teams like the Dodgers. Remember those words, Dodger guard. Cody looked better, but he needs to loosen up still that way he doesn't lose his helmet or the bat while swinging. Yeah, to me, I think what Cody Bellinger needs to do, he needs to not retool, he needs to refuel. And he needs to fill up with all the stuff he did last year. I mean, I think Cody Bellinger, He does need to modify his swing. Tonight, though, it was noticeably different. He was further from the plate. He was a little more opened up. And last year, his first 60 games, he was batting .376 with 20 home runs. Heading into tonight, Belly was 5 for his last 31, but he did get that big RBI. And sometimes you see a hit like that start to get a player on a run. And I think Bellinger needs to do one of a couple of things. I think, one, he just needs to get that rhythm back. He needs to get that rhythm, that feel back. He needs to just start attacking pitches that he knows how to drive, and he needs to stop swing at pitches at the top of the strike zone. He needs to lay off those, and he needs to keep pitchers honest. And if you look at him too, when he's slumping, he's not hitting the ball in the air. He's hitting the ball on the ground. And I think that he could take some pointers from Justin Turner in that regard. Shorten that stroke, tighten those mechanics, and find that rhythm. So look, I think that, next year in a 162-game season, baseball gods willing, then if you want to retool that swing and tinker with those mechanics, that's a better time to do it. But this team needs Cody Bellinger back, and we need an optimal Cody Bellinger to thrive in the postseason. Told you Kenley is fine. That's from Robert James over on Facebook. Landon, when Edwin Rios hits home runs, I like that follow through. It's so nice. It's just majestic. I'm definitely with you on that one. And the Dodgers, when they hit a home run after tonight, Dodgers record after they hit a home run is definitely they're now. I had it somewhere. I forgot. But yeah, the Dodgers are very. They're now 30-9. 30-9 now when the Dodgers hit one home run, and they lead Major League Baseball with 91 bombs on the year. But here we go. We got Brian. Whatever happened to Russell Martin? Yeah, I thought that at some point they would add him. It unfortunately looks like his days as a Dodger are done. But thanks again, guys, as always, for rocking with us here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Be sure to check for the Dodgers Dugout podcast tomorrow. It will be out, and I'll put all your takes on there. Additional analysis, post-game reaction, a lot of sound bites from the players and Dave Roberts. So definitely be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcast these days. But thanks again, guys. Dodgers get the win. A much-needed win, 3-1 over the Padres. Kenley scared us at the end, but Tony Gonsolin, he was the story tonight. The goose was loose in San Diego. But remember that nothing brings us together like Dodgers baseball. Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.